My dear youth, it is a long time that I interacted with you, and this is Commander Sudhir Kumar at my YouTube channel Pulse Beat of India. Today I am discussing about corruption and why I am addressing to the youth of India, because you are the future of India, you are the future leaders of India, and you have to make sure that this evil of corruption is eradicated from India. Before I start that what are the effects of corruption, first let me take you back into our old civilization. When India was Vishguru, when India was Sonegi Chidiya, that time there is no example of corruption or ghuskhori is found. We all were following ethical values, not only in life but even in our trade practices. And India, by virtue of following these ethical practices world over, we became so rich that we became Sonegi Chidiya. And then, by virtue of our wisdom, we were Vishguru also. Now, how this sort of a culture of corruption started, I feel it is my strong views and it is based on the research which I have carried out, that when India was invaded, the different type of invaders they came into India, they ruled India also for a very prolonged period, and they had only one mission, that come, have loot and school. They were not interested that any section of society be prosperous. They were having inequality. They were awarding only to the few, those who were very king, either to invaders or to the kings, those who were ruling in that period, where it is called, India was undergoing a sort of slavery. After that, the worst period India faced, it was during British time, and Britishers were having only one aim in India, that India is Sonegi Chidiya, India is having treasures, and we must loot their treasure. So what they did, they divided our society. They used to give sort of an ghuskhori to the few, rather the privileges, special rights only to the few to rule other poor Indians, other Indians in need, and by virtue of that, this corruption or ghoskhori came into our being. Can you imagine what kind of a loot Britishers had in India? The Britishers, by virtue of one study report which came from the Oxford University, British had taken away near about $45 trillion worth treasure assets of India in the time of when they were ruling India. Now coming to this, I still feel the worst kind of a period started only after we became independent, because all these politicians who could see that how the Britishers were ruling this country and they were dividing the society into different groups, the same way our politicians proved the worse than the kings, the worse than the British. They started creating the groups of their like-minded people, supporting only those peoples, and by virtue of that, this corruption set in system. So it is squarely, purely the corruption started by the politicians, those who are in power either in state or at central government, and slowly this practices how they could do it, because they had hand in gloves with the administrative service officers, and then other services also became a part of it, and that nexus between politicians, administrators, and then lawyers, then judiciary, and then chartered accountants, and then with the banks, and then independent directors, the whole gamut that started, the nexus rose to a very big envelope, and that engulfed the rights of poor. this corruption, which was so rampant in India, and in every deal, whether it is the defense purchases or anywhere in any department or taking loan from the bank, everything was looted. By virtue of that, India 30% people have gone into the condition of extremely poor. Another 60% people are just struggling every day, working very hard, paying income taxes in time. Though they are saving country, they are contributing towards nation, but they hardly get their share, what they are working, what they are contributing towards nation. So it means the 30% extremely poor, another 60% I consider them again poor, because I am comparing them against 10%. Those are ruling India, those are having money, though money is still, if I further divide, it is gone only in the hands of few. So this happened, this corruption has put this inequality society. This inequality has become a man-made disaster in our society, and it is going to engulf the entire nation. We have to see to it the resources are created for them, we take care of them, but it is not, it is devoid purely due to corruption. Corruption comes in, then it gets converted into the black money. It gets into the black money, it creates the Benami assets. And when it creates Benami assets, they are in different forms. And all these are not declared. They don't pay income tax on it. This money does not come into circulation. So these money is not making any contribution towards the progress of the nation or to the development of the nation. Money is stashed away outside the country. The Benami assets are created outside. The family trusts are created, and the money is blocked over there. So there are so many forms. I still consider very, very firmly, based on my research, India is still having a shadow economy. India is still having a black economy of the size of near about dollars 1.5 trillion, even as on date, because the huge amount of NPAs were created because daylight loot took place in our banking system. There were rampant corruptions in our defense deals. In every project, the extra loans were taken, the money was looted, money was borrowed, the money laundering has been done, economic offenses, economic frauds have taken place. Though there is a great sense of relief in last 7 years, because as Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, came into power, he is doing a lot. He has done a great deal to recover the money from economic offenders. He is also recovering money those were responsible for NPA by virtue of bringing a law, and that is IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Court. But are these efforts enough? No, certainly not. These efforts are not enough, but definitely within such a short time, 7 years, doing this much forward is a great deal of efforts, and I salute that efforts. But we have to do more. We are impatient. Today, youth of India is aspiring youth. They don't want to see their share is taken away by someone else. They want to come up in life. They want to have good quality of life. They would like to see why India does not become a powerful economy, why India should not become a powerful nation, why India should not be the number one nation in happiness index, in living conditions, because we are hardworking. Wherever we go in the world, we are making our dent. So is in India. So that is the point of contention, that corruption has to go away. How the corruption could go away? The politicians have never done judicial reforms. Politicians never did electoral reforms. Politicians never interested in police reforms. Because what happens, If you do these reforms, certainly by bringing these reforms, the corruption will go away. Then they will not be having this loot, they will not be having this grab of easy money which comes in out of projects, out of so many things. But certainly in last 7 years, great amount of work has been done, but is still a long way to go. Now I request youth, you are the future leaders, you are the future of India. You know India is passing through a very consolidated phase, a very confident phase under a dynamic leadership at present. You make sure that you don't vote for any corrupt politician. You don't vote for any politician who is having the criminal background. You don't vote for any politician who is not educated enough to understand all these. You take care of it. You always raise a strong protest. If you come to know against an employee that who takes corruption, bring it to the notice and fight it out. Today media is very active, social media is also active. You can do wonders, you can do a lot, because our maximum population is full of youth today. India is a young country, and in young country this correction has to be there if we want to make India self-reliant nation, if we want to make India a powerful economy, if we want to make India a very happy nation. We have to bring down the inequality. The resources must go to the last mile and contribute towards it. Now the government of India has made a lot of work in last 7 years towards this, but still a lot has to be done. And you please make the government hand strong in this direction so that the actions are taken. I know you have written to me, and when I have interacted with you, you have shown your resentment. You have said that no politician goes to jail, and even if he is going to go to the jail, then he go to the higher courts and somehow he comes out. Secondly, the politicians, though they keep blaming each and everyone at the election time that so and so is corrupt, so and so is corrupt, but they don't do any FIR, they don't fight. And when they come to the power, why they are not establishing fast track courts? Make sure that every economic offense, every corruption offense is being decided within a year. Whether we are running the court in night time, we are running into the double shifts, we are running into holidays and Saturdays by way of paying compensation to the judges, but we must make sure that every economic offense, every heinous crime, and every corruption case or money laundering case is being decided within a year. I am sure youth has got a strong voice. You will all support, and I could present you whatever I could collect by doing and research work to you. So with that, please do contribute. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to my channel. Till next, Jai Hind.